Good morning and welcome to my left ear. Excuse me. This is a liberal YouTube channel where I do political commentary, psychic commentary, and I do runes, a little philosophy, and on and on. So it is January 27th, 2023. And when I'm not doing the videos, I call myself a change agent because I help people through private sessions. I do it through therapeutic hypnosis. I do it through intuitive psychic coaching. I help people with writer's block and creative issues. And I'm an author. So all the email links are below. How to contact me, even my phone number, blah, blah, blah. So what do I want to tell you? This is for entertainment purposes only. I feel rusty because I haven't done one for 6 days. And I would love it and appreciate it if you subscribed and liked. I'm actually one subscriber away from getting 5,500 subscribers. Right now it's 49. So if there's anybody that hasn't subscribed, hit that button and I'll make it an even number today, and that would be great for me. I appreciate it. So I have one quick announcement. I do have a Patreon channel, and I have a Patreon channel that has a lower tier that's extremely inexpensive for just saying thank you every month. I appreciate what you do. And then I have an upper level Patreon where I talk and I do things. But what I've been doing since I started it, and I'm finishing up on Monday, is the entire set of runes, because I read the runes from Ralph Blum's Book of Runes. And I'm finishing up this Monday the last 2 runes of the whole series. So what I want you to know is that I'm going to start a new set of Patreon at the upper tier called Opinions Unlimited. And I'm going to cover different topics and just talk with you. So you may go to www.patreon.com/Carrie Freeman. Thank you. All right, now we're going to start. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I have runes also today. Big deal. A man named Charles F. McGonigal, who's 54, is a former special agent in charge of the FBI, New York Counterintelligence Division, charged with violating U.S. sanctions on Russia. Also, a Russian government interpreter was charged with violating U.S. sanctions on Russia in a 5-count indictment unsealed today in the Southern District of New York. And this includes money laundering. So this McGonigal, it is my left ear's opinion, and others have mentioned it too, that he was instrumental in, how do I put this, in destroying Hillary's chances for winning the election, because it was 3 weeks before the election in 2016, this FBI agent who was just arrested over ties with oligarch Oleg Deripaska for incorrect reporting. So he was responsible, this is so big, because he was responsible for duping Americans and getting Trump elected. Now, James Comey hired this guy, okay? I don't think James Comey knew he was, a traitor? So then Comey made the announcement about Hillary and her emails, and that cost her the election. Now, Frank Figliuzzi, I'm having trouble today, people, and all I had was 2 cups of coffee. Anyway, Frank Figliuzzi, former FBI, who's on on Deadline White House all the time, or Yeah, deadline in White House all the time. He said that the day this was announced last week, that all of these FBI agents were on the phone. They were shocked. They just couldn't believe it. They feel very, very betrayed. Those guys who take the job seriously. So I just wanted to mention that. More to come with this guy. Of course, he says he's innocent. Not likely. They don't arrest someone if there's any openings there. But it brought up a movie that you might want to look at. It's called Breach, and it was done in 2007. And it's about Robert Philip Hansen, who's an American former FBI double agent who spied for the Soviets and Russian intelligence services against the United States from 1979 to 2001. This espionage is quoted as possibly the worst intelligence disaster in U.S. history. And he is alive, and he's serving a 15 consecutive life sentences without parole. His family did not know. So you might I saw the movie, and now that this thing has happened, you might find the movie interesting, okay? Now we're gonna move on to Georgia. In one of my YouTubes, I said my left ear, I haven't told the new people, my left ear is, I get information that comes in on this side. That's why this is called my left ear. So my left ear told me that a while ago that it's likely Fani Willis in Georgia will indict before anybody, before Merrick Garland. So now we're very close to an announcement of indictments for obstruction, voter fraud, fake electors. And the grand jury in Georgia that just wrapped up and wrote a report was an investigative grand jury, and they cannot recommend indictments. Now the indictments are being recommended, and I want to tell you, they will. And it's going to be a wide range of people. It's probably going to be Roger Stone, Rudy Giuliani, and just a whole host of characters, all the fake electors, and of course Donald Trump. Now, what may be taking a few more days or a week is that sadly they are anticipating and preparing for violence when Trump's first indictment hits. And right now, it's so sad. The staff, the prosecutors, Fani Willis, they're all wearing bulletproof vests to work because of Donald Trump's threats. And strangely, at the same time, the brass are allowing him to go back on Instagram and back on Facebook, saying they think the threat of him is very diminished now. They are nuts, and this is all about money, money, money. Ugh. All right, we're going to go on to Matt Gaetz. There have been some stories this week by a reporter on Twitter about Matt Gaetz being sexually involved with a male aide in his office, and also possibly pedophilia with his adopted son, Nestor. And I'm going to say adopted because I don't think anybody knows who Nestor really is. Now, there's also a rumor that Florida may not indict Matt Gaetz for trafficking. The word on the street is they're still deciding. But his troubles are not over, even if that doesn't happen. Now, another alleged story is from his aides, or from an aide, that his congressional office is in utter chaos right now, and they are expecting the FBI. So And I just want to let you know, for a long time, when I heard that Matt Gaetz married a young, innocent woman named Ginger Lucky, he did it simply to get ready for some kind of indictment or onslaught, to make him look good and normal and regular and a family man. I feel badly for her. She's going to have some pain in the future, this young woman. She probably thought she met the guy. But I did runes. Okay, so this is the first set of runes. Will Matt Gaetz be indicted on anything? Okay, on anything. So here's what I got, my friends. I got the rune of opening. And opening dispels any darkness that may be shrouding his life. And I wrote in quotes, he is outed. And it says, make sure that nothing is left hidden in the dark corners. Outed again. Let the light into a part of your life, Matt, that has been secret and shut away. I couldn't make this up, right? So the next rune I got was wholeness. And wholeness, I have to interpret this for us. It says that which your nature requires. And then again, I wrote to myself, which Gaetz does not have. He does not have wholeness. It embodies an impulse towards self-realization, which he doesn't have. He has no self-realization. Now here's, I put in bold. In the book it says, you may see fit, but he may see fit to withdraw or even retreat in the face of a pressing situation, especially if events or people are demanding that he step up. And then the last rune I got for Matt is fertility. And it says, if you haven't learned yet, know that lessons are soon upon you. No shit, Sherlock. Changes in the offing, no matter what he does. It signals an emergence from a closed, mysterious chrysalis state. Like he's, again, outed. That's the word that keeps coming to me. You also, it says, he may need to release a relationship, habit, or rut. And that makes a lot of sense to me because I see him as a very addictive person. I think has a sex addiction, alcohol that's never been dealt with. And that would be habit or rut, and the people that he's hanging with. So it says that old stuff, Matt, was quite proper to your former self, but no longer. It's coming up for Matt. It may not be the trafficking, but there's a lot of stuff going on right now with him. Now, we're going to go to Dominion, the lawsuit that Dominion filed against Fox for lying. And it's a $1 billion lawsuit against Fox. It looks like Rupert Murdoch, the evil, I don't know what to call him, the evil billionaire, will have to take the stand. He already did a deposition. And Sean Hannity admitted in a deposition that he never believed that the election was stolen. Privately, he just talked about it on Fox. So I did runes. Even though my left ear told me Dominion's gonna win, I did runes anyway because I thought you might like it. So the first rune I got, now by the way, today I got a lot of repeats on the stones. So I don't know what that means, but the stones were sort of active today, energized. So I got the stone, the rune called opening. And opening dispels any darkness that may be shrouding your life. That's Fox, the darkness. And it says, make sure that nothing is left hidden in the dark corners. And the interpretation of that is, be truthful when you're on the stand. This rune requires seriousness and clear intent. We don't know if Fox has clear intent or seriousness. Then I got the rune Signals. It is the messenger rune. And by the way, when I'm teaching the runes on Patreon, I'm holding them up and I'm doing more detail work in order to teach people. So that's why I'm not holding up now, because I do it for Patreon, because it's special. All right. Now, when the rune is cast, with the right side up or upside down, be prepared for the messages of great importance that bring change, okay? The change is Fox is going to lose. All right. So then the last one, fertility. Changes in the offing. No matter what you do, no matter what they do. And again, it signals an emergence from a closed state. And the old stuff that was quite proper to your former self, Fox, will no longer be. So Fox is going to lose. It's going to be a big deal. Fox is going to lose, and that might be a beginning of something. And then Direct TV will not allow Newsmax anymore. They've taken Newsmax off. So that's a beginning of something. All right. Well, then I went further. I feel that my left ear had felt it very difficult to see Trump surviving into 24 to run for president again. And I just wanted to see what the runes would say. So the question is, will Trump run in 24? And I got the rune of separation. Now is the time of separating old paths, outmoded relationships, discard. This is a rune of radical severance. And I am in, and it says, be willing to give up some aspect of your behavior. He can't do that. He's unable to do that. He's fixed personality and he's deteriorating. And people are finally recognizing that this is not he was bad 2 years ago, but this guy is much worse now. And then I got standstill a couple of times, and you're going to get a kick out of it, because standstill, the rune standstill, is just like a bar. It's cold, it's chilly. It's probably the chilliest rune in the whole deck. And it says, the winter of your spiritual life is upon you. You may find yourself entangled in a situation to whose implications you are, in effect, blind. You may feel powerless to do anything except surrender or even sacrifice a long cherished desire. Well, I'll tell you something interesting, and I'm going to come to it as the last rune reading in a few moments. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, because I asked a question about her, got similar runes as Donald Trump. Isn't that interesting? So I think something's going to happen. I think the GOP are going to kind of separate, because it says separating old paths, and I think there's a break happening. And it'll be somebody else. And I don't necessarily think it'll be DeSantis. I'll throw runes on that. That would be, DeSantis is a nightmare. He's truly a fascist. But anyway, it doesn't look like Trump is actually going to run. I think he's going to be physically unable, mentally unable. We'll see. Other people, I don't know about you. You guys look at a lot of readers and intuitives online. You might tell me if other people have said something similar. He thinks he's going to run. And just a side note, and I'm going to get to Marjorie in a minute, but she's announcing right now that she wants to be his VP. And then she got similar stones. So that's very interesting. All right, now we are getting to the tidbits that I do, like bump, 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 bump. So in terms of Ukraine, they've been taking a beating. Continues to be very, very painful and frustrating to observe this. But Admiral Cerritos, who I happen to love, says the new Abrams tanks being sent to Ukraine are a game changer. That's a quote. He said they are a game changer. They are very fast, very powerful. They require special training, and the Ukrainians are very fast learners, very fast learners. I have faith in this, and the fact that he says this is a game changer, he's a general. I think, Ukraine is going to win, but how much longer is it going to take? I did runes a long time ago that suggested the spring, but now my left ear doesn't think so, other than they'll be operating these tanks by the spring. And that could be part of the game changer, okay, that we were picking up on. Now we get to Marjorie Taylor Greene, this despicable, stupid woman. And I mean, she's literally stupid, ignorant. So she's announced she wants to be Trump's VP in 24. She also wants the United States to pull out of Ukraine. She doesn't even know how important this is to the rest of the world. Man, she's a nightmare. And I'll tell you what, I don't have anything specific to tell you, but there are like leaks coming out. This is so icky, but that she's kind of known to be sexually active. And how do I put this? With this part of her body, okay? You're smart, you know. All right, I asked, will Marjorie Taylor Greene be indicted by the DOJ? And that would be for being a coup plotter. Now, there's plenty of people that think she was the bomber, that character. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. Somebody knows, and they're offering $500,000 for that information. Somebody knows. All right. Now, I got the rune flow for Marjorie in the reverse. And it says, caution against overreach and excess striving, which she's great at. It says, you're entangled in a situation to whose implications you are blind. You may end up feeling powerless, Margie. It says, submit, surrender, even sacrifice some long cherished desire. Okay. And there is caution about exceeding your own strength. Then I got the warrior reversed. The danger is, Marge, that through hasty or ill-timed actions, life force leaks out or is spilled. You spill it, Margie. If an association is short-lived, that would be Marge and the House and her committees. Know that it has fulfilled its span. Matters of trust and confidence are the issue here. And then here's the last rune for Margie. Stand still. That dark, cold rune. Again, I'll repeat it for you. This is for Marge. The winter of your spiritual life is upon you. You may find yourself entangled in a situation whose implications you are blind. Again, you may feel powerless to do anything except submit, surrender, and once again, sacrifice a long-cherished desire. So I personally, I haven't written it down here, but I want to see her do a perp walk. I really do. All right. This is for one of you guys who wrote me about Governor Stitt in Oklahoma, and then he was like a dirty dude. And I wanted to look it up because I didn't know, so I want to thank you. And I just want to mention this. She's correct. A lawsuit has been filed against Governor Kevin Stitt and Attorney General John O'Connor by Greg James. And Greg James is a disabled veteran and an Oklahoma County resident. The lawsuit accuses Stitt of being responsible for a massive pattern of corruption and secret dealings in the executive branch of Oklahoma state government that has resulted in misuse. I think I can do this now. I lost my place. In misuse and a misappropriation of taxpayer funds and abuse of the power of his office. So this was good for me to know, and I want to thank the viewer or subscriber who wrote me about him. Hello. All right. Quickly, the SNAP program in Iowa, it's a Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It is the largest federal program that helps low-income Americans pay for food through set monthly budgets that they can redeem at stores. A House Republican drafted a bill that proposes strict limitations now on what food items these poor SNAP recipients could use for their benefits to buy, but they're deleting white bread, I think other kinds of bread, fresh meat, sliced cheese, and more. Oh my God. It would also require an asset limit on SNAP participants, and Medicare recipients would need to work at least 20 hours a week to receive benefits. It hasn't passed. It's just somebody's proposal, and it's a nightmare, because I happen to think that being hungry that anybody would be hungry in the United States is a sin. And so, my family is Jewish. We don't talk about sin. It's not in the Talmud, but I'm saying it. It's a sin to deprive people of food and nourishment. Really upsets me. I should have put this around Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's at the bottom here, so I'm going to go back to her. There's a Texas Republican Congressman, Michael McCall. He said that that it's justifiable, meaning it's okay, that Marjorie Taylor Greene is being assigned to the Homeland Security Committee in the House. And he said she's matured out of being a 9/11 truther. She realizes she doesn't know everything now, he said, when defending her. And then he said Marjorie Taylor Greene is maturing into her role. She just introduced a bill that got flatly voted against. Flatly. It was a stupid bill. I can't remember what it is. So I apologize for that, since this is kind of a packed my left ear today. All right, now we're coming to the good evidence, and the good evidence. I'm going to talk about more good evidence on my Patreon too, but Good Evidence is a book I wrote. I've rewritten it. I'm probably going to get it out in the summer. I got delayed because of that man who stole $1,000 from me, but it's coming. And good evidence is anything that lights you up, or anything you do that lights up somebody else. That's basically the gist of it, but I have a lot to say about it. Anyway, 2 days ago, I was home. I have 2 male friends that are married that live about a mile from here. And actually, they're the ones who took me to see Mean Girls a couple of weeks ago. Well, they texted me yesterday because they saw fire trucks going down my street, and they were worried about me. And they texted me, "Honey, we saw fire trucks going down your street. Are you okay? Did that have anything to do with you?" And I have to tell you, I was deeply touched. That was good evidence. I felt very loved and very cared for. Here's something beautiful. Has nothing to do with me. A news story in Florida. 28 professional marine biologists got together and made a human chain in the ocean. They're in the ocean to free a trapped dolphin that was going to die. And the dolphin had been stuck in a place. They understood why the dolphin didn't want to swim through a portal to freedom. They understood it because they're marine biologists. So they made it so that the dolphin did go through this narrow passage and out into the ocean, and they saved this dolphin. It's pretty cool, right? It's really, really cool. Dolphins are so wonderful. I played with them in the ocean as a kid. My parents told me this, and I don't remember doing it. Wish I had a picture. So I have some quotes. I have 3 quotes today. 3 quotes today. One is by my favorite, Albert Einstein. And I hadn't heard this one before. I loved it, and it's very appropriate to now. It says, 2 things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe, he said. He could be living right now with that quote. And then sometimes on Twitter, somebody just says something that I think, oh my God, that's so touching. And this woman, I think maybe we all are going to relate to this a little bit. She wrote just a few days ago, I broke my own heart trying to be enough. Do you relate? I do. I'm going to repeat it. It's so touching. I broke my own heart trying to be enough. So the kindest thing I can say to you today is you are enough. You are enough. So take that to heart, okay? Now I'm going to do Patreon on Monday, and that's going to wind up the runes. And then I'm going to start, and I'll talk more when I do that to my Patreon people. So if you want to have a good time, you want to hear about Opinions Unlimited and various subjects, then I'm going to chat with you. Join the upper tier of Patreon. People like it. And now I just say thank you. Thank you for your patience. And peace and blessings. Make peace. Make good memories. Okay? Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.